Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. All you need to do to find out the capabilities of the servers that you can join and play in smoothly are to join the Discord. It's in the description. Check the servers on the left and the JDM low spec server. This is by far the lowest spec traffic server that you're going to join online, that has some modded cars, that has traffic, that is easy to install, doesn't take much space at all, and will run low on your graphics card and your computer. And all we need to do is just use this as a test. You don't need to play in this server. It's not going to be fun unless you have a couple friends and you like JDM cars. There's no point counters or anything. This is just a server for you to hop in and open up your task manager and see how much memory you're using. I'm using 4 gigs of RAM on Assetto Corsa right now in an online server. I'm sitting in there joined up already, right? And we're also using 8 gigs of memory. So that's half, literally half, of other people's really large servers that they're claiming are low spec servers. And we're running good graphics as well. You can see the reflections are high detail. We got lots of sun going on. The game looks great, and we're not going to have any issues. We're not going to lag moving around the camera. It's going to be 100% smooth 100% of the time, maybe 99%. And the game's looking good, man. No problems whatsoever. Alright, it's nothing at all. Okay, so now you can go to, say, maybe you want to try a server that has a little bit more cars that might be a little more demanding. So you go back to the Discord and you check out something like the BMW low spec server. Maybe you want to check that one out. Everything's right there. You click the server link after you install the content, and you can drive a whole bunch of different M2s with your friends around the map with a bit of traffic, a cop car, and we're going to load into this server and see what our resources are using now on this server. So again, we're using MSI Afterburner for this graph, which is showing the memory usage on the GPU, and then we're using Task Manager to see our usage on our memory as we're loading into these servers, and we're seeing how they're going to run, just to make sure that nothing is really tanking our PC. And then after this, what you can do is you can go join in on what you think is going to be your favorite server to run, and you can see how much different that's going to affect your system. So today what we'll be doing is I'm just going to show you guys all of this stuff in comparison to another low spec server, or what at least is advertised as a low spec server. So there's that track misconfigured thing, we're not worrying about that. And we're just going to wait until we're done loading in here and see what happens with our memory usage and our GPU memory, our VRAM. So again, we're loaded in. Game looks okay. It's a little dark, it's a little bright, but it's all good. We can easily fix that. And now we're at 11.5 gigs of VRAM usage, which is still significantly a lot. But again, on this specific server, we're still using 4, 5, 6 gigs of normal memory, our RAM. That's great. That's excellent news. Everything's going to be running smooth. No one's going to have any issues in those. And then let's go check out the Push and P optimized low spec PC dense traffic server. Let's take a quick little load in here, and we're going to be sitting here for a minute, okay? This is going to take a while to load in. So let's just put our stuff back up here where we can see it. Let's open up that graph again, and let's pop up Task Manager. And now let's check out the differences in what's supposed to be another low spec server that's optimized and is low spec PC friendly. So let's load into this one and let's see what happens now. And as we load in here, again, we're just going to be watching the resources increase. We're going to see how high they get to, and we're going to see what kind of problems that we encounter. So let's load in, and already we're watching it spike up as we're loading in. and it's gonna spike up a lot, guys. It's not just gonna be a little bit, okay? It's gonna keep going and keep going and keep going. It's gonna get really bad here. And I'm running a 4080 Super. I've got 16 gigs of VRAM. I've got 128 gigs of normal memory. So me specifically, I might not have a real bad problem playing in this server or loading in. But as you can see, it's taking a really, really long time. It's taken me forever to load into the server. And now we're loaded in. Alright, so let's see what happens here. We're loaded into the server. Just going to hit F5 real quick. There we are. And as you can, even moving the camera around, you can see the camera isn't as smooth. It's getting some stuttering, right? So that's one little problem that I'll notice right off the bat. And if we look on our memory usage for the GPU, we're now at 16 gigs of VRAM, 16.2. That's more than my, there's a big stutter right there. That's more than my GPU actually even has, alright? And then let's open up our task manager, and we're sitting at a healthy 8 gigs of memory. And the CPU usage and GPU usage is alright. But again, that's the difference between an actual low spec server and just a normal server, like any other server that's being advertised as low spec. It's not your fault that you can't play in that server when you think that you should be able to. You might be able to get in, and you know what I'm saying, if you got 12 gigs of memory, you might play in the server on a 4 gig GPU, but your game isn't going to run good when that server's pushing 16 gigs of VRAM for me to play in. The difference here is that I can show you guys the difference between a 7 gig VRAM, 11 gig VRAM, 16 plus gig VRAM server because I have the supporting hardware for it. So that's a big problem. That's how you can test everything for yourself. That's how you can go ahead and try and load in the servers and see what you can do. And then of course, if you have to and you want to go play in servers like that and want to lower your VRAM usage, you can try everything and you can do everything that you can do in your settings, and you can go into general patch and, you know, change your optimizations. You can turn off extra effects, and then you're going to run into the next problem, which is the servers that are big are using so much CPU usage to run all of the cars and all of the traffic that if you lower your settings too much, the game doesn't want to use as much of your GPU as it should, and your CPU usage will increase, and the game will be using more CPU usage than GPU usage, and then you get yourself into a bottleneck situation. So no matter what you try and do, that's why you guys have problems with every big server. That's why I always say, if it's you and just a couple friends and you just want to go drive, go try and drive in one of the servers here that are meant just for normal driving and are a good normal time, and you'll have a good time with your friends. If you want to play with bad FPS and a stuttering game on a budget PC, then go join all of those big servers that you think that you really are going to like, but half of the reason why you're having issues with those servers and with driving is also because of the people running them and how they advertise the servers versus what the servers really are. Have a good day, everybody. Take care, stay gaming, and I'll see you out there soon.